morning.
Okay. Whew.
Okay, so I'm having a complete brain fart as to where we left off. I mean, Kai gave a brief synopsis, but there's more to it than just we're being led by a hag somewhere.
All right. Well, let's get online. Cool. All right. So where did we leave off on our Saturday game? Um, I have a dog who needs attention. All right. So you guys poofed out of existence, and then, or Sacro poofed out of existence. They tried to take Lucius's sword, and he said no, so he left the party.
Right.
With his new hireling. Um, your mushroom person is still there. Your Myconid. Uh,
Now, granted, Duvanian would have no knowledge of said Myconid, nor the ability to command said Myconid, I assume.
I mean, he's a person.
Yes, but from what I understand, based on those cards, it was given to Sakura, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
So Duvanian would have no reason to be using said.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's there. And he'll be following.
Okay. Oh, so he will be following us.
Well, he has to find Sakura.
Good point.
Um,
2 eggs, 1 cup cheddar. What? Oh
so you
my god, this sounds amazing.
what?
Sorry, I got sidetracked. I found an interesting bread recipe. It's 1 tub of cottage cheese, 2 eggs, and 1 cup of cheddar cheese. Blend everything together, season with herbs and salt and pepper or whatever, and then you put it in an air fryer for about. Wait a minute. This says 180 degrees. I don't know whether that's Fahrenheit or Celsius because that does make a
That's
difference.
Celsius. That's Celsius.
In which case it would be around 350
Mm-hmm.
for about 10 minutes, and then carefully turn it around. So I'm assuming they're meaning flip it over or rotate it, perhaps. I don't know because it's meant to be a flatbread, and then cook it for another 5 to 8 minutes.
Cool.
Interesting. Sorry, you were saying.
Um, so you guys convinced the celestial that appeared that was just like where the wasn't there a dragonborn that was just here? And everyone
Right.
was like, yes, but when you teleported in, he teleported away. And they were like, oh. And then they kind of like thought about it for a second and they're like, oh, he's in this direction. Cool. And they just started walking off. And they were like, whoa. Hold up. Can we convince you to have a delicious dinner in this tavern over here and leave in the morning?
Right. And then she, I assume, is going to take us to um who somebody known as Auntie.
She is taking you to Sakura. Well, she's not really taking you anywhere. She's going to Sakura. And you guys are either going to follow her or not.
Mm.
Um, then they asked her in character how she knows where Sakura is, and she's like, I don't know. Auntie told me to go find him, and then I just knew where he was, so now I go there. And they were like, well, how do you get to Auntie? So I made up a whole bunch of bullshit about the Yellow Road, and at the end of the Yellow Road, if the road to the left is red, then you have to go right. onto the brown road. But if the brown road has the briar patches, um,
You take the blue
then her
road
house
or
isn't going to
something.
be there. So you have to turn around and go back down the yellow road. And if you hit the blue road on the right hand side, um, then you follow that. And then when the blue road eventually turns to black, if there's a pond, then you're going to have to turn around because her house isn't there. And you're going to have to go back down the yellow road and then find the red road again. And when you find the red road, she should be there. But if there's no pond, then our house is right on the right hand side. Um, so that was where I made that whole thing, just where I pulled that out of my ass. Um, because
Which has
where
me
else would a
very
hag
curious
lived?
how much of what you're doing is based off of another campaign and how much of it's homebrew. Because I know you said that this campaign is based off of another something like the Silver Spoon or something. What?
So it was based off the Silver Spoon. The extent that it was based off of the Silver Spoon was there was a guy named Magellan that was trying to get stuff to his granddaughter.
Oh wow, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, you have my even greater respect. I was under the impression there was much more to this module.
No, nope.
That's impressive.
So every time I run this game, I run it with everyone's backstories taken into account. So everything changes drastically depending on what people chose for their backstories because I have 100 plot hooks based on just on people's backstories.
Ah, that explains why Duvanian's backstory was able to change and not really affect much.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Um yep, I very much take everyone's backstories into account and how I can pull that character into the world. Um yeah. So, but yeah, a lot of what I do is improv on the start on the at the second when people are like, "I want to do this." And I'm like, "Well, I was not expecting that. How would the world react around them?"
Yeah.
And then I just keep going.
And to be honest, the whole deck of many things thing was literally just my being very curious because I was hoping to draw a particular card. And when I didn't draw said card, I said, screw it, I'm going to keep trying.
Yep. And which is why the guy teleports away as soon as cards are drawn because he's like, "I'm not dealing with the nonsense of whatever people are, not my problem."
Right? Granted, I was forced to stop when I drew the void card, but yeah.
That's true.
That being said, if Duvanian has the option to choose a card, she will likely abstain, given what she's been hearing.
I was going to say I could bring him back. Yeah. So we'll see what you guys do. Um,
Hmm,
yeah, so Kai's theory is if we know of a hag that knows how to find people on this plane, hopefully on this plane, then we can trade something, maybe, and find out where Iris is.
mhm.
And I'm like, cool. If that's how you guys want to find Iris, love it. Let's do it. Um, she's like, yeah, like, maybe someone's liver. I'm like, maybe, probably not, but maybe. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Yep. And I saw Matt. I talked to Matt last night, and I still haven't asked him um if he understands what Jacob is doing is 100% illegal. Um,
Which part?
uh, Making the drugs and selling them to the underworld.
I mean, my assumption was this is D&D. Anything can be legal or illegal depending on who's running the town. I mean, let's take what's it called? Lockwood, for example.
Mhm.
The way those guards are being run, we would probably likely say to be illegal because they're not being run in a way that they're actually meant to be protectors. They're more so enforcers when it sounds like there are other people whose that's their job.
Um, so Lockwood is an interesting town because it doesn't exist on maps. Um, it originally was meant to be a safe haven that didn't exist in the world. That was like with the whole description of like when you get to the end of the road, then you cut through this farmer's field and you keep going down the path for another
Right.
day. Um, so they've never had to pay taxes before. So like that's new since the prince became the king.
Yeah.
Um, because if you remember like the backstory of Lockwood, like the Lord saved the prince's life and he was rewarded with a parcel of land. And if you remember Magellan's backstory, his town, from when he was a child, had been burnt to the ground. So the
Hmm.
king gave this town that you guys don't really know about in character so much. Um, that the king had this town removed to give this area to this lord. Um,
Oh, hang on.
and so this town doesn't exist
Okay.
to like the general populace.
I'll be right back.
Hmm. So I'm on day 5 of making 100 yarn bowls. Um, you guys could see the spreadsheet up at the beginning. I finally took an accurate count overnight and I wrote it all down. And I'm doing pretty good with being on track with my numbers, which is awesome. But I am going to be pretty busy today. I want to get everything that has been thrown. I want to get all of that trimmed. I have 2 pigs that I have to paint so that I can get them in the kiln tonight or tomorrow when Gary gets home. And we're gonna see how well this does. So this is everything down here has been super duper wet. But this piece, of course, is super duper dry. Because, why not? So we're just gonna put this back on here and see what I can do. Um, okay, that's going to be a horrid cut, but that's okay. That's
Okie dokie, false alarm. Lily's just mad because she can't crawl.
that's fair. I did cut a lot
Yeah,
off of that. That's okay.
it's funny because she's moving her arms in a swimming motion.
And she'll figure it
But
out.
then, oh yeah. I mean, my logic is she spent 9 months in a womb.
Yep.
So swimming was the only motion reliability she had.
There you go. Um,
Which is
yeah.
ironic because later they have to be taught how to swim.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lockwood is a different kind of place.
I'm getting almost like I want to say Neverland vibes in the sense that it's like cut off from pretty much all civilization.
I mean it's not, yes, it is cut off. Like you can travel there, you just have to know it exists.
Yeah,
So
which
like,
apparently certain people do because otherwise Deku never would have gotten there.
well, Deku was given directions.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because Ood apparently knew how to get there, is what I was saying.
Well, he was talking to Magellan.
Ah, oh, right. Good point. Okay, I'm gonna go flip her over just to be safe. Anyway, hang on.
This one is super duper dry. So this one we're gonna have to chip out a squiggly instead of cut out a squiggly, which sort of sucks, but it is what it is. Sort of surprising. Not quite sure why this one dried so quickly, but it's fine. Everything's fine. All right. So there's a little bit of a wetter area over here. So I think I'm going to use that to try to cut this out.
So I learned to my annoyance that apparently when you mix sour cream and Greek yogurt, it will separate after a couple of days.
Okay.
But during the time that it's together, it makes an amazing dip.
um, yeah, so I don't know where I was going with the whole Lockwood thing.
I don't remember offhand.
That's fair. Hello, Ash. Do you want to say hello to the people? Ash, where are you? Come here. Why are you
Are
hiding
you
behind?
live on YouTube or?
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch. I go
Ah,
live every day. It's what I'm sort of the thing that I'm doing now.
I keep forgetting to check the YouTube for it. I just happened to see you in the Discord chat.
Yeah, whenever I'm in the Discord chat, I'm live, unless I'm running a game.
Okay, now I can see you.
Hey, stop eating clay. Come
And
on up here.
herself over again. Oh boy.
Hi. Want to say hi to the people? You have to walk over here. Come here. I know you don't like being held. Come here. But you have to lean to your right. Can we lean stage right? No. Oh, there we go. There's your face. There's your face. Yeah, my pretty boy, huh? Yeah, I know. Good boy.
That should help. Turned on a little fish box and put her facing it. Doggo!
Bye bye, Ash. You went back
Mm,
upstairs. All right.
hmm.
Um, so yeah, so you guys convinced this chick to hang out for the night, eat some good food, and leave in the morning.
Mhm.
And she was like, she's Fae, or she's from the Fae. So, sure, I can eat.
Note to self: don't give her our real names.
And now, why would Dovanian even think of that? Um, yeah, like you guys, she's just working for Auntie. She's a celestial. She's just working for
On
Auntie.
the other hand, Duvanian likely wouldn't give her real name anyway because she's used to working undercover.
Hmm. Didn't you just give the entire party your real name?
Yes, but they are seen as people that she can at least trust
Why?
because they haven't given her a reason not to.
This person hasn't given you a reason not to. They're taking you to Sacro. You've known her just as long as you've known them.
Hmm. On the other hand, if she still goes by D, that would make sense.
And actually, she was there when you gave her your name, in theory.
Hmm.
Okay, well, 4-pounder done. Let's move this over to the done area.
Yeah, now that I can actually see what you're doing.
Day 5, 100-yard and bowls, 30 days. Let's do it.
Hmm. I will say, for what it's worth, I moved my computer screen over just a smidge, and it makes getting the boom arm from my mic out so much easier.
Nice. We brought
So,
all of the trimmed ones upstairs yesterday, so I actually have a little bit of room now because I'm going through the clay bundles that I have on a bunch of the flat space. So,
heck is it hooked on? Oh, it's not hooked on anything. It's running along the. Okay. The only problem with bringing the mic out this far is that now the arm is in the way of the other monitor.
oh yeah, we have that issue upstairs too.
Yeah. On the other hand, I don't as often use the second monitor for that purpose. I use the second monitor basically as a way to monitor OBS more so than anything of actual significance.
Yeah, we have the primary monitor, which when we're playing games we both use for like the map, and then I have the um portrait monitor, which is what I use. Did that like pop? No. Okay. We have the portrait monitor, which is what we use for the character sheets.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the laptop monitor, which is what we use for um, Discord and things like that.
Yeah. Like, for example, if I'm going into a game, I will use my primary monitor for Roll20, including character sheets, because if I need something from my character sheet, I'll just pop it out and then minimize it when I'm not using it, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about moving it from screen to screen.
Yeah. Yeah, character sheets is much easier than 3 or 4 NPC sheets, monster sheets.
Touche.
Um, yeah, if I'm playing in like Pathfinder and whatnot, well, I don't really know Pathfinder, so I do always have my character sheet open in Pathfinder because I'm constantly reading all of my abilities over and over and over again, trying to figure out
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
Pathfinder can be that way for me. It depends on who I'm playing. Ironically, I found one of the easier characters for me to play is my kineticist because it all comes down to, am I going to be doing a ranged blast or am I going to be doing a melee blast?
Mm.
Whoopee.
Yeah, like there's so much different stuff there with like recall knowledge and um I can't think of what the other stuff is called, but intimidation and like there's so many different things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typically keep that one out all the time, but yeah, in D&D, I minimize it, especially boobs. I'm sorry, I punch
Yeah.
it. I punch it. I grapple it. I'm so sorry. I grapple it. I punch it. Oh, I punch it again.
Yeah, that's another reason why it's one of those where it's like I don't necessarily care for doing what do you call them? Martial characters because they're that simple.
Hmm.
But I will say for what it's worth with the new 2024 stuff, there are some martials I'm seriously considering playing at some point.
Yeah, it all depends on what kind of martial you want to play. Like some of the
True.
fighters have some really cool abilities, um, for like off turn and
Like the
whatnot.
like the good old Echo Knight.
Like the Echo Knight, I was thinking more along the lines of like protecting other people and if something is moving within your range and
Oh yeah. Or like
uh,
how the new monk is an amazing um what's the word I'm looking for? He's basically like a human U-Haul. He can take most of the party, pick them up and just be like, "Okay, let's go." And move them out of danger.
yeah. We when Gary was talking about stuff, he's like, "You can do this and that and this and that," and I'm like, "And boobs will not do any of that." It's like, yeah,
Yeah, because it doesn't yeah, Boogs doesn't think that way.
nope, not at all. Which is why I chose Drunken Monk for him. I figured that that was just appropriate. He could bob and weave and like jiggle and whatnot. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like boobs. Yeah, if I was actually gonna, um,
If I if I was going to play a drunken monk, I would play a turtle that I would name Jackie Chun. And for his background, he would be a hermit.
you and your puns.
Well, I can't claim credit for that joke, actually. That was from DBZ,
What's DBC?
Dragon Ball Z,
Uh,
old anime from, in this case, the 80s. Long story short, one of the characters, his nickname was the Turtle Hermit, despite the fact that he himself was a human. He earned the nickname because he always wore these giant turtle shells on his back. It was basically a training exercise, because once you get used to the weight, when you take the weight off, you are able to move a lot more effectively.
yeah. That's why whenever you're training for backpacking, you always fill up your backpack with more weight than you're planning on carrying.
Exactly.
I went to Bermuda one time and I was hanging out with my cousins and I was sort of kind of babysitting, but also like his kids were really babysitting me. And because I didn't know anything about the island. So, I mean, I knew a lot about the island, but like we uh we were hanging out and, it was like, "Well, where do you guys want to go for lunch?" Like, "Take me to your favorite restaurant." And we came back and they wanted to watch TV and their Netflix account had been like logged out of the TV. So I just put
Hmm.
mine in there. And when their dad came home, we were watching Dragon Ball Z. Well, they were watching Dragon Ball Z. I was ignoring it. But um and he's like, "How are you guys watching this?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble." I'm like, "I just threw on my Netflix. Sorry." Like, and he's like, "We don't get this here." Because, like, depending on where you are, it depends
So,
on what shows you can watch.
yeah, regions and stuff. Although
Yeah.
with a computer, you can get around that.
Yeah. So, well, it goes a lot by the credit, like for Netflix specifically, it goes by where your credit card is.
Yes and no. I say that because I was able to trick Netflix using a VPN, making it think I was in England, and I was able to watch a lot of shows that were available there but not here in the States.
That's surprising because unless maybe I don't know, that's surprising because this was also 20 years ago now, I guess. But no,
Yeah.
10 years
eh,
ago. But yeah, we used to order stuff on my credit card for them, and we used to do the opposite for me if I wanted to like
oh,
have the
okay.
English stuff,
I'll be
and
right back.
then yeah. All right. This is like very straight. I'm kind of thinking that I want to do like a boxy one on here. So we're gonna see. All right, another 4 pounder done. Okay. I'm loving the fact that I have all of this room over here now. This is amazing.
Last night, Gina and I went to Whataburger. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, we don't have Whataburgers here. Do not drink the coffee from yesterday. Don't do it. I never scraped this off.
Sorry about that. Lily scared herself. She got her arms stuck and she was confused.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, we don't have Whataburgers up here.
Oh. Well, they're actually pretty decent for what they're worth. And I say for what they're worth because yesterday we went up there and I asked him, out of curiosity, how much is it for just a single quarter-pound patty? She said about $3. I said, fine, I'll take 6 of them. And that was my dinner.
Okay. So I loosely wrapped these last night instead of like really wrapping these last night. And I'm liking it because I can actually get them trimmed, but getting them off the bat is a pain. So I may end up trimming or wiring them off the bat before I put them to the side instead of waiting. From now on, but we'll see.
Lily's watching the pot just spinning.
I do it all the time, kid. All the time.
Yeah, I think that actually really scared her because she's still breathing quickly. Hmm.
Let's scrape this off real quick. So tomorrow I should have a nice clean wheel again because I'm going to do reclaim tonight that I said I was going to do every day and totally didn't. Um, but I'm going to do reclaim tonight, wash my wheel so that all of this can go into reclaim. And then I'll be done with the Umbria and the clay or white, so I'll just be down to the buff. So all of my reclaim will be a single color from now on. It won't go in my rando bucket of reclaim. And Gary and Mike are on the road. I sort of kind of heard from them today. They asked about my hair appointment. Nothing about how the trip is going, so hopefully the trip is going well for them. Gary wasn't sure if they were actually going to go to Hans's for dinner tonight or not. So I'm not sure if they're bringing me home good beer or not. We'll see. It would add an extra half an hour or so to their trip. So if they're tired, they're just going to go straight to the hotel and have dinner in that area instead of going out of the way into Ohio City and having dinner there.
Here's an interesting question. If you could go to any one place for dinner, assuming cost wasn't a thing, where would you go?
In my area or anywhere?
Anywhere.
We went to, and this is more for nostalgic reasons than anything else. We took our honeymoon in Niagara Falls,
On the
and
US side, I assume?
no, on the Canadian side.
Nice.
And we went to a little German restaurant, and the woman running it reminded me so much of my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
that I would go back there again. What about you?
Um, Offhand, there's one place I've wanted to go, but have never been able to get down there to go try it. It's in Orlando. It's called Super Saiyan. It's a, as you can probably guess, anime themed ramen restaurant.
Hmm, okay.
Now,
We
that being said, I am looking up ramen restaurants where I live, and apparently there are 9 of them in my hometown city. I might end up having to look into. Oh, yeah, one of them used to be my favorite place to go until they completely destroyed it. Long story short, they replaced all of the staff with American staff who don't speak a damn worth of Japanese.
but can they cook?
They can, but you're not going there for the food. You're going there for the experience.
Mm, I disagree. But okay.
Well, that was the entire point of the restaurant. The food gets cooked at your table in front of you, and the chef does all these funky little tricks to show off.
Oh, okay. You're like a hibachi grill type thing.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, that's why I say you're going there for the experience. The food is secondary.
Hmm. Yeah, we
But
have
yeah,
a
it was a nice place.
cool. Yeah. While we're in Bermuda, we'll hit up the White Horse Tavern, which is really nice while we're there.
One of these days, I would like to visit Jamaica. My parents went there for their honeymoon.
The problem with Jamaica is that you have to stay on the resort, and that just sucks.
As opposed to,
Bermuda, you can go
no, I
anywhere.
mean, oh,
Like you can go anywhere in Bermuda and you're pretty much safe. Like with a lot of the islands, you can't like leave the resort because it's just not safe.
because of the people or because of the, shall we say, local fauna?
Because the people.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really. I'm not interested in going anywhere where I can't like leave the resort and like I I grew up with Bermuda, so like you can get on a bus in Bermuda, and the last time when we went there last year, Gary and I were going, and we were heading to the local like aquarium zoo type thing for their conservatory that they have there, and I had a map and we were kind of looking at it on the bus, and like a 10-year-old was like, "Oh, you're going to the zoo? I can show you where to get off." And like two things before or two what are they called? Bus stops before like our stop. She like pointed across like this little inlet and she was just like, "That's where you're going, right over there." And like they have a whole it's their culture is tourism. They're just so used to like helping random tourists. Like
Hmm.
you can tell the bus driver like where you're going, and if he's not like crazy busy that day, he'll help you get off at your spot. And if you tell him where you're going when you get off, he's like, "Okay, now you're gonna head 2 blocks down and it'll be on your right or whatever." It's it's just it's a very tourist driven culture. Um and
Yeah,
everything is like I could walk anywhere there, day, night, doesn't matter, and I'd be fine.
I will say, for what it's worth, when we go to the Philippines, I feel safe enough to walk there at night,
Hmm.
which is ironic because it depends on where you go. There are parts of the Philippines I wouldn't dare set foot in at night.
That's fair. Yeah,
But then again, my in laws know where all the safe spots are.
right. And like Bermuda's 22 square miles.
That's fair.
Like it's so tiny. It's,
Yeah, about half the size of Rhode Island.
yeah.
Actually, no, not even half.
Yeah, like I went there 3 times as a teenager. When I was 14, once when I was 15, and once when I was 16. And when I was 16, I walked to my cousin's house and he's like, "How did you find my house?" I'm like, "Dude, your entire island is the size of my county. Like, how did I find your house?" Like, remembered it from the last 3 times I came here.
Yeah, I I don't understand people who have that kind of memory. My gene is that way and it drives me insane, but it comes in handy. I will say, for what it's worth, it saved my ass when we were in the Philippines. Because at one point I was trying to get home from the local Jollibee, which cute little restaurant. If you ever get the chance to go, definitely hit one up.
Mhm.
it's anywho. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, but I apparently made a wrong turn,
Hmm.
and thankfully Jean was there with me because she said, dude, it's this way." Because if I had gone the way that had meant to go, I would have ended up going in a circle. But what was interesting was within a week, I had finally memorized the route between where we were staying and my sister-in-law's house. And the sad part was it took me that long to memorize it when it was literally just one of those where it's like she's around the corner. That's how bad my sense of direction is. And the only defense I can give is most of these places all look very similar.
Hmm.
So it's like I want to make sure I'm at the right one rather than especially considering my brother-in-law's mother owns the entire hotel. So it's like I want to make sure I go to the correct room too.
Yeah, we always cruise down, get a couple days with our family, and then cruise back.
Yeah. The cool part was because of the exchange rate, we were able to stay there for comparatively cheap. We were able to book our hotel room for a month for about roughly $700.
Nice.
Yeah. Show me a hotel in the States where you could do that. No.
I mean, you wouldn't want to stay there, but
Well, I mean, and don't get me wrong, this wasn't anything fancy, but for what they have, it was definitely what I would call fancy.
nice.
Let me put it this way. As an example, it had a TV in the room and it had a shower that had access to hot water.
Cool.
Did I figure that out while I was there? No. Apparently, it was just a simple button press to change the water to hot, but at the same time, I haven't memorized the Celsius to Fahrenheit exchange yet. So when it said it goes up to 40 degrees Celsius, I'm like, I don't want to scald myself by accident because that's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Because I know 98.6, aka normal, is 37 in Celsius.
Seems good. Let's do this one.
So nowadays, I know that that water temperature would have been roughly equivalent to a hot tub.
Okay.
So if we go back and I'm able to stay in that room again next time, I'll know that, yeah, I can get away with using the hot water. That being said, I got so used to their normal water temperature that by the time I got back to the States, I actually preferred it. And it took me a while to get used to using hot water again.
Oh,
Where, on the other hand, now that we're approaching summer again, I might just go back to doing tepid like it is there.
yeah. I enjoy a cold shower after working.
When I'm in the right mood, I will also kill the lights. I don't know what it is about taking a shower in the dark, but there's something cathartic about it.
Interesting.
Just, well, the trick is to make sure that you can still at least see what you're doing. So, just enough light to see what you're doing, But otherwise, yeah, I don't know what it is, but for some reason it's almost relaxing.
Cool. Okay.
I'm keeping my eyes on Lily. It's interesting. She's combining the two motions now. She's got her legs up under her stomach, and then she's trying to like push off that way, while at the same time she's doing that swimming motion with her arms.
Oh, cool. They are going to Hansa. They are 30 minutes away.
But on the same time, she hasn't figured out yet that if you try to actually grab the ground, you will pull yourself.
Mhm.
I say the ground, the mattress cover.
Mhm.
What's funny is the noises she's making. I can tell she's getting frustrated because it's like, come on, dang it! I want to be able to move.
Mhm.
I will say this time I was smart enough to put her in the middle of the crib rather than towards an area where she could roll over and then get her arm caught in the bars again.
Mhm.
I also take advantage of the fact that she hasn't figured out how to roll both ways. She, for some reason, can only roll towards her left side.
Okay. Mhm.
She hasn't figured out how to roll towards the right side yet. I'm like, okay, I don't understand that, but
That's normal.
oh,
It is. She'll learn eventually.
I mean, is it normal to go to the left side?
Oh, no, it's normal to only be able to roll to one side. I don't know about
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know about which side, but it is normal for them only to be able to roll to one side.
Oh, well, because I was wondering maybe since she's rolling towards the left side, do you think she may be left side dominant?
Mm, maybe. I don't know.
That would be interesting for sure, because Jean and I are both right handed.
Yeah, my entire family is left-handed. Gary's the only oddball that's a right-handed person.
Yeah. I Part of me wants to try and train my left side to work like my right does, but at the same time, I don't know if I have the patience.
Mhm.
What do you mean you're not sure if Starlet has a soul?
Oh, because he was created. I'm gonna go with
I
Starlet has
mean,
a soul.
so were we, and we have souls.
Yeah, but he was like laboratory created.
Oh, I see where he's going. Oh no.
Starlet's not sure if he has a soul. He starts checking his inside of himself. Like, no, no, I just have this thing here and that thing here, and that's all I got. I don't think any of these are souls. All right. Okay.
Meanwhile, since we don't have Pathfinder tonight, I'm keeping an eye on the time.
I'm going to be painting.
What's funny is every now and then Jean will use the app to contact Lily, and I'll hear it through my app on the speaker. And it's one of those where it's like if you're not ready for it, which she never gives any warning, it can catch you off guard. I remember one time it was hilarious. I was in the middle of watching a YouTube clip with Lily, and all of a sudden Jean came over the webcam monitor, and it startled both of us. We both just jumped, and it was just like, what? I love how Theo is just completely ignoring me.
I met.
Well, there's a surprise. He got Gary to go into the in character chat.
Oh, he's absorbing everything he can. Oh, plasmoids.
Okay, I'm gonna go flip her over because she sounds like she's getting irritated. Okay, so apparently her Moro reflexes are in perfect working order.
I'm muted. What is a Mora reflex?
Oh, um, that is, at least the easiest way I can explain it is when you see when you see a baby just like jerk when startled or whatnot.
Okay.
That's basically what that is. The line of questioning Theo is giving D has me wondering if you're asking him what to ask.
No. What?
Look at what Theo is asking
Looking at
Duvanian.
D, so what can you tell me about being a librarian and what is it that you do in your research? Like, what's your motivation to learn? Okay. I mean, Benjamin did tell him to find out as much about you as possible.
Oh, right. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go flip her over. Ooh. Is Starlet talking to Theo or me? Because he replied to Theo's comment, but Theo was talking to me.
These eyes suddenly narrow. You seem to be rather inquisitive as of late. What exactly are you hoping to gain by being as such? Ah, deal with that. So my goal was to get through all of the thrown pots today
Welcome back.
for trimming. Mm, Yeah, I was just reading what you guys were writing. I didn't
Ah.
check general yet. Um, all right.
The fuck? For a second there, I honestly wasn't sure if that was Jean or if that was Lily or if that was Jean. Oh boy. Be right back.
I wanted to keep this piece as cylindrical as possible. I think it's just an interesting shape for a yarn bowl. Tonight we're just having the leftovers for dinner, so I don't have to worry about cooking anything, which is awesome. Because I do not think that I'm going to get through all of these before dinner. But we'll see. I may be up till midnight painting pigs tonight. Or reclaiming clay or whatever. I mean, I could take the easy way out and just take that big Home Depot bucket right there, and use that for reclaim. But I'm not going to do that. Just want to get rid of these marks. big spiral into the sky.
But to answer your question, Allie, the moral reflex is, at least according to StanfordChildren.org, an involuntary response seen in newborns or babies when they feel startled or as if they are falling. It typically involves the baby spreading their arms, pulling them back in, and it typically disappears by 3 to 6 months.
Okay. Interesting.
And I'm going to put typically, in my opinion, in air quotes because mine apparently is still active, and I'm 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad part is, Jean, knowing this, loves to take advantage of it and will go out of her way to startle me.
I mean, what are spouses for?
I could answer that, but I don't think this is the place for it. Oh, she's.
Oh,
Every time she rolls over, she ends up right against the edge of the crib. It's like, okay,
well, she
hang
can't
on.
roll any further. She's stuck it.
Okay. I think I might. I think I might have uh, taken Theo for a spin there, because all of a sudden he's not asking so many questions.
Is she working today?
Come again?
Is she working today?
I still couldn't hear you.
Is he working today?
Oh, that's good point.
Almost done with another 6-pounder. All right. Okay. All right. Another 6-pounder down. Okay. You feel ready? Let's see, how many more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 more to go today. Yeah, I'm probably going to be painting a pig at like midnight. General information, Kira says dryly while sitting. General information, Kira says dryly while sitting nearby going over some notes. And considering that knowing someone generally leads more to trusting them and you seem to insist on sticking around us, maybe you should consider not being hostile to the person trying to get to know you. Okay. Okay. Do, do, do. All right. Yep, 9 left for today. If I can do 2 more before I go up for dinner, that'll work. And then when I come back down, I'll have 7 left. And if I can get 1 done every 15 minutes, it'll be about 2 hours. So I'll be done at about 8. Reclaim 9. Painting 2 pigs 10. Getting to bed at 10 is fine, I guess. It's typically what I shoot for. That doesn't involve any throwing for today, though, which is a little upsetting. But okay, that's not going to work. Okay. Duvanian, I'm typically not used to such questioning as all, especially on such a level. You don't see me asking either of you such things. For example, do you? There are things I would like to know about both of you, but at the same time, I understand the concept of personal privacy, so I don't ask such things so brazenly right at the start. There is a process. Okay. Okay. There is a process. It includes lighter fluid and
No, I was going
tongs.
more along the lines of diplomat. You go through a ritualistic, metaphorically speaking, dance. You avoid the actual direct subject before getting to it eventually, or what some would call just beating around the bush.
Mm-hmm. When my friend was in college, she was an English major. So they had her working at they had a lot of Japanese students
Hmm.
at the college. So she got to read all of their essays and then explain to them that in the United States, you tell people what you're going to tell them, you explain your thing, and then you remind them of what you told them at the end for your closing,
Right.
instead of beating around the bush and not actually telling the person what you want them to know, but just talking all around it.
Right. Because in Japan, being that direct is not culturally, shall we say, appropriate.
Yep. So she had to help people rewrite their essays. Kira, she looks up at Dee for a moment and smirks. Yeah, but the difference is that you asked to come with us. We didn't ask you to come. As such, ball is in our court for questioning, not the other way around. No one is forcing you to tell us anything, but don't expect anything if you refuse to give anything. She goes back to her notes, frowns, scratches something out, and starts drawing out something. Okay. All right. Let's cut a squiggle. Can I be sure to gain something, Duvanian? Can I be sure to gain something of my own admissions? For example, how do I know I can trust you with what I have to say? All
I
right.
mean, most of what she knows, quote unquote, is considered classified information, is it not?
Um, not completely. Um, you would know generic stuff too.
Mm.
Oh, crap. So this is hanging because of the weight. So when I go up for the night, I will flip this over and let it hang back the other way to let it even out. Um, Theo, information on why a librarian of who I send my reports to would want to follow me. Kira, perhaps it depends on what you want, but as Theo is the one to trust the easiest, if you want to tag along, answering his questions is the quickest way in. All right. Let's see. Theo looking at Kira. Hate to ask, but do you have by chance anything informational that my new brother could absorb to be able to learn, as I don't know what I have that he could at the moment. I really want him to eat the journal. That would be amusing. You're still wet. I think you're going to wait till after dinner. That's good. Kira. She looks to him and narrows her eyes. Are you expecting me to feed him my books? She then considers
Hello.
and hello and flips to a blank page at the back of
Can
her. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you able to send me the address for the hotel?
Oh, yeah, I thought you would
Or
have just gotten it off of Expedia.
I just want to make sure that I have it right. We're at Hans's now, so then yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Um, all right. I'm getting Maybach and Black Flag so far. That's the Schwartz beer. I
Maybach.
think you like. I think you liked both of those. Did you like the Kolsch? Do you want Kolsch?
I love his Kolsch.
Yeah. And then Hefeweizen was another one that I was thinking. Definitely a Kolsch.
But Maybach,
Oh, Maybach and Kolsch, yeah. Yeah. She says she loves your Maybach.
I love his Maybach and I love his Kolsch.
And she loves your Kolsch. She made sure I could not forget that.
All right,
Unfortunately,
copy.
we can't get food, so I'm gonna try to figure something else out.
Oh.
So we're just getting beer and then going.
There
There was
is.
that one place that we went to the one time right
We
around
were in
here.
so many
It was really
places
nice.
over there, but give me a second.
There was that one really nice place that looked like a library or whatever. Like it was
Oh
really
yeah, there was
like
that place.
decked out.
Yeah.
I think that was within walking of here.
Yeah, it's right down the road. Hans's Cleveland. Okay. All right. Bartleby is the
Bartleby.
place you're
Okay,
thinking of.
gotcha.
If you
Yeah, I think that's.
leave there,
Oh,
did you
yeah.
park towards the left or towards the right?
Like directly across the street.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I got really lucky on the parking.
Nice. Okay, the other place is Avo Modern Mexican.
Uh,
That's like 1. It's like 3 blocks to walk. But that
how
was the
many?
other place that was really good.
3. But Bartleby's is like right here.
Yeah, Bartleby's is right off to your right there.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll probably do that instead.
Cool.
Bartleby's was cool.
You may want to call for a reservation. Well, either way, if you can't get in there, then Avo Mexican was really good. AVO.
Yeah. Okay.
Just remember we had to sit at the bar for like a half an hour before we could get a table.
Yeah. Okay.
So, just in case.
So I got a Black Flag, a Maybach, a Kolsch. Do you want the Hefeweizen or the alt beer?
The alt beer was something that you liked.
Yeah, and then the Goose Goss is like a smoky one. Oh, but he's making the Lichtenheinen. It's going to be ready in a couple weeks, so he says that he should still have it in November, hopefully. So that's what I really wanted, but unfortunately not ready yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, because you can't, like, there's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Um, So like the only ones that I can't remember. He'll give you a sample though if you want to try something. Um, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to get Merry Xmas and I'm not going to get the barley wine, but I think I might get the Goss for myself. And then it's down to like the alt beer or the Hefeweizen. So, um, yeah, I wasn't planning to really drink anyway, so I'm not going to like order anything for here. That's, at most I might have had one, but like, I got to figure out, unfortunately, his cook had death in the family. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks.
yeah, it does. So, yeah, can't fault him. And I can still get the beer, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, so do you want the Hefeweizen?
Sure.
Did you like the alt beer, or you thought that was just a me?
I think all beer was just you.
Because I know Goss was just me. That's smoky.
Hmm.
Okay, so maybe I'll skip the alt beer and I'll get myself the Goss, and I'll get the Hefeweizen. So it'll be 5.
Okay. Gary is
Yeah,
currently in Cleveland. If you're
if
ever
you're
in Cleveland, you should absolutely hit up Hansa Brewery.
yeah, absolutely.
It is yummy.
Yeah, so if you don't want the alt beer, then I'll probably just get the Goss for myself, and maybe I'll ask to try the alt beer just to see what I think. Maybe I will get them all. Gotta take the variety pack home. But,
To me.
yeah. All right. And then the address. Did you send it? You will send it,
I
or
think I already sent it.
okay? Yeah. Okay. There it is. Cool.
Yeah, and Mike had
All
it
right.
too.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Have fun, and I'll talk to you later. Finish
Okay.
up. Finish up here, and then go for dinner.
Cool.
Okay. Bye.
Enjoy. Bye.
Mm.
I don't know if they will be deteriorated or not. He said he absorbs information. Oh, okay. Theo, how do we trust you? My good friend doesn't seem to trust you, and he would never lead me astray, so I trust his judgment. So it seems that it is us that need more information from you in order to trust you in the first place. Theo, to Kira, I don't know if they will be deteriorated or not. He said he absorbs information. Kira, she holds out the folded note to Starlet. Well, let's see if he is about to figure out what information is on this paper by absorbing it. I don't know where Gary's going to go with that. Um, very interested to see. I don't know if he's going to destroy the piece of paper by eating it or if he is going to just read it. I don't know. I don't know. This is not something we worked out ahead of time. But I'm glad the guys seem to be having a good time on their road trip. That makes me happy. I think I lost Adam along the way. Oh. Sent me a private message. I lost my mouse. Okay. Love it, love it. How's my, there we go. All right. All right, let's text Gary. Hmm. Okay. All right. Cutting out the squiggle.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to feed Lily.
Oh, you are super duper quiet.
I was also talking quietly.
Uh, so what did you say?
I said, sorry, that took longer than I expected. I had to feed Lily.
Oh, oh, good. Gary's buying me beer at Hansa. 'Cause he's amazing. Best brewery ever, and the guy running it knows it. It's so funny. The first time I met him, he yelled at me. It was forever and ever that I loved him after that. All right. That will get cleaned up with the sponge when it's dry. Okay. Another 4-pound bowl done. And on that note, I'm going to put this over here. And I'm going to go make everyone leftovers for dinner. So I will be back after dinner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go tonight. Definitely takes a lot longer to trim than it does to throw. But that's okay. All right. Well, have fun. I will see you later if you feel like joining.
Okie dokie. I'm probably just going to stick around in the chat in case anyone else wants to join.
Cool. Have fun. All
Because I've got nowhere to go.
right. I got 8 bowls to do. I got a bunch of reclaim to start and 2 pigs to paint tonight. So we're going to see how that goes.
Right?
All right. Have fun, guys.